He became more than just a military leader or a politician. He became a symbol of an era when England was going through huge changes. Oliver Cromwell was born in Huntingdon in 1599. He came from a family that wasn't rich, but they were noble. Oliver was educated at Sydney Sussex College, Cambridge University, but he soon left his studies because his father died and he had to go back and take care of his family's business. In 1620 he married Elizabeth Bourchier, the daughter of a London merchant, and became a farmer. 8 years later he was elected to Parliament for Huntingdon, where he began to actively oppose the policies of King Charles I. Charles I Stuart came to the English throne in 1625, wanting to make his power absolute. He dismissed Parliament and ruled alone for 11 years, imposing taxes without Parliament's consent and persecuting the Puritans. His attempts to force Anglican practices on Scotland caused an uprising and the Bishops' Wars, after which Charles was forced to call Parliament. However, Parliament demanded limits on the king's power, which made the conflict worse. In 1642, Charles tried to arrest 5 members of Parliament, but he failed. He then fled London and started to raise an army, which was a sign that a civil war was coming. When the Civil War began, Oliver Cromwell became one of the key military leaders for Parliament. He organised and led cavalry units that became known for their discipline and how well they fought. His military talent was obvious in the battles of Marston Moor and Naseby, where his troops played a big part in the parliamentarians' victories, which eventually led to the king's trial and execution. This shocked a lot of people because no one expected this kind of success from a middle-class landowner. Cromwell also took part in putting down uprisings in Ireland and Scotland. After the execution of Charles I in 1649, England became a republic. However, it soon became clear that running the country needed a strong leader. In 1653, Cromwell dismissed Parliament and took the title of Lord Protector, basically becoming the sole ruler. He made several reforms. He tightened control over public morals, limited the freedom of the press, and also helped trade grow and made the navy stronger. Cromwell's foreign policy included successful military campaigns, like taking Jamaica from Spain and defeating the Dutch in naval battles. Oliver Cromwell died in 1658 from malaria, leaving behind a complicated legacy. After Oliver's death, members of Parliament forced his son Richard to resign and invited Charles II, the son of the executed King Charles I, to take the throne. However, Cromwell's rule ended the absolute monarchy in England and paved the way for parliamentary democracy. He showed that power could be challenged and changed. His reforms in the army and government had a long-term effect on how the British government was structured. Even though his methods and goals are still debated today, no one can deny how important he was in English history.